Hey YouTube, I am talking about the Star Wars CCG today. Now, if you've never played Star Wars CCG, it's an old game by Decipher from the 90s that was really decent. But this isn't a dead game. I'll explain why later. First, I'd like to explain the game a little bit. What you did is you played one of two sides, either the light side or the dark side. On the front, and that's what they are called in the game. I know it's the Rebel and the Empire, but as the sets went on, they eventually started having some prequel stuff. So, as you can tell, you could clearly see in the front. This game, we're going to use the dark side to kind of use examples here, because the dark side is easier to see on camera. You'd have your creatures, and different creatures would have different symbols, like Imperial, Alien, Droid, Alien. You'd have your weapons and equipment, which these both are weapons. They're represented by the weapon icon, and then the equipment icon is like, let me find my Imperial one, or Rebel one, I mean. It's like that. No events and effects and stuff like that, which there's a green symbol for effects, and these are arrows. And some are even Dejark pieces, where they say down there, and they would actually kind of interact in their own mini game. Creatures that could appear on some planets. Starships, you had everything from named to limited, or limited in locations to like, or not named, unnamed, named, to squadrons, to vehicles, named and unnamed, planets and stuff like that, where you'd have to go from locations, and the locations that appeared on the planet, or planets. And of course, the Rebels, or the light side I should say, have their equivalents. And before you get confused on this is a light side card. Of course it's Han in the Stormtrooper armor during the save on the Death Star, but what was great is this character kind of played off, he came in on your opponent's side of the table as an undercover spy. We'll use this actually as an example. Characters would have different abilities listed above. Like he has Smuggler and Spy. These would just appear as flavor text to kind of give you an idea of what they were, but were referred to in other cards. The other thing you can see in here clearly is cost and forfeit. The cost, how much it costed to get him onto the field to play, or to summon him. Sorry, my brain's shutting down today. And then power, which is his strength. Ability, which is his force ability, and this one has armor. Now most of them don't have armor listed. Like this one even says, because he's force 3, he's force attuned. Again, another spy version of a major character. Had a few of those, but where's my pile for light side? Give you other examples if I had pulled them out, which I guess I didn't. Oh, I did. I just pulled out way more cards than I thought. For instance, Figuring Don, which is one of my favorite characters. He says he's a gambler and a musician, but it also says he's a male bit. Now, some cards will refer to their gender or their race, and are reflecting on cards like that, where they say the name. Some decks, like musician decks, require a lot of cards with the musician flavor there. Some decks require smugglers, or some cards require smugglers. Some cards require people to be force attuned or above. Some cards require them to be less, actually. Now, another thing they had are these event cards, but they're two-sided. These cards were things you could complete, like blowing up Alderaan, or freezing Han and Carbonite, and they gave benefits to both sides in the beginning, making it into like a quest, and after you complete them, they came into effect. Now, as I said, this is not a dead game, but it's out of print. How it keeps on, how there's still cards in it is because they're producing or printing it online at starwarsccg.org. And what it is, they have virtual sets where you can actually download them, print them off, and paste them on the cards to update characters, new characters like Orsini. I want to make an Orsini deck really bad. And stuff like that. That way you can keep with the updated characters and the game keeps on going. It's a great game. The mechanics are unique. I better talk about the mechanics right quick. The mechanics are you have your deck, 60 cards, that's your health. Now, you have a section where, or part of your deck will have or in front of your deck you have some cards face down, that's your force. Or the force you've generated. Your force generation is based on the lightsabers there, and it's based on the people you have at that place. If you're controlling, or if you have no one here, you don't get the force. But if you have someone there, you gain the force. Now, if I'm wrong on some of the rules, it's been since the 90s since I've actually gotten to play, so bear with me. You could also drain people of damage from their force if you control the location. Some locations have different symbols, like this is outdoors, it's on a planet, which specifically is Tatooine, and it has a astromech jack, which would come into play with different cards. And as you go on, you're building your map, and you're going back and forth, defeating the enemies. Any damage that you do will actually drain your opponent of damage, and your whole goal is to mill the opponent's deck to 0. It was a good game and really creative for its time. It's still really good. Oh, and another thing I forgot to point out, this is something that is actually in the Mega Man game too, is this is the Destiny number. It works almost identical to how it does in Mega Man. It's one of the things I loved about Decipher games. Most of their games had that mechanic running through it. If you know me, I like my crossover mechanics. Star Wars CCG, I would highly suggest it. The link is going to be below for the official website, and you have a great day.